No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? Wonderful. Good to see all of you on this gorgeous day before it gets hot again. Did you hear that? Tuesday. I know, right? No, it's lovely to have all of you here. I'm Reverend Tracy, and I want you to know that wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here with us. It's good to come together and remember the greater truth. Remember the energy of life is in and as all of us, and that it is good and very good. And where it is not good, we know it's still good. And that's why we come together to remind each other of just how good it is. So thank you all for being here. Let's say hello to our phones online. Everybody wave. We're glad to have you with us because we know that in consciousness we are truly a community. So we have some wild music and prayerful beginnings this morning. Our practitioner on platform is Reverend Mary. She'll do our centering invocation and a short reading for us. And then keyboards and guitar and vocals, we've got Jeff and we've got Rick Dale back. Because, you know, sometimes you just need Rick twice in a row. Because, yeah, see, there you go. There you go. Yeah, drum roll, whatever. Okay. And on that joyful note, let's take a moment and get centered to begin, shall we? I'm going to invite you to turn off your phones if you have not already. Maybe clear your laps, take a breath, clear your minds, and let the sound of the bowl take you within. For there is that place within us that resonates with that one love, that one power, that one presence. And it is here within the heart that we remember that you and I and Spirit are all one.
Oh, how great it is to take this time, this moment, and devote it to that oneness, that connection, that nourishing our souls. So we come together to nourish and to nourish with joy. Because God is joy, and we are joy. And coming together in community and sharing this experience together gives us that sense of belonging and feeling. So we invite in today that principle of joy, that principle of connection and oneness and sharing. And in gratitude for being able to be together, we begin this morning. And so it is. So my reading today is about joy, because we've been talking about different emotions throughout the month. And I thought it's great to end with this. Joy is the infallible sign of the presence of God. Teilhard de Chardin. Isn't that amazing? You know, when you see people who are really happy and see enlightened people. You know, all these enlightened people are really happy, aren't they? Yeah, so there's some kind of connection there, you know, some kind of connection. Happiness, so my reading is from the Science Mind magazine in April 2001, Allowing Joy. Happiness for me is a feeling response to something happening, like receiving a compliment or watching a friend fall in love. Joy is more an inside job, revealing a quality of God that resides within me always. In fact, the joy we find anywhere is more a reflection of the joy we put into it than the joy we take out of it. Joy wells up in response to awareness of spirit, in prayer, meditation, or while walking contemplatively in the woods. I often feel overflowing joy and gratitude. In those moments, I am touched by a love much greater than I usually dare to experience. We may see evidence of divine life expressing anywhere. As a child, I gazed at the thick, shaggy winter coat of a pony with tears of joy streaming down my face. I was appreciating the beauty of God's universe, the perfection keeping our animal companions safe in all seasons. I listened to the leaves crunching merrily with each step on the path. I saw the wonder of wild berries in harvest time, berries of every color. A profusion of blue ones adorned the spruce trees, and bright red and orange glistened on the bittersweet. Next, I saw maroon ones assembled in natural cornucopias, red clusters on the dogwoods, and shiny, patent-leathered black ones. A squirrel with a brilliant reddish-orange fruit in his mouth joyfully leaped between the fallen logs. I stopped for a moment, simply allowing the joy of being alive overtake me. I knew all this evidence of an abundant universe was simply God in action. So I go about this day knowing God in all things. I allow joy to well up within me, connecting me to the wonder of spirit. Life guides me into byways and pathways of beauty, where God, expressing as abundance, reflects back to me the joy I carry within my soul. Good morning.
That was beautiful. Well, if God is joy, and we are God, that means we are joy. So I get to be your joy boy for the next couple of minutes. As Mary said, joy is an inside job, but then so is peace. And so years ago I came up with this little tune about that. It's called Infinite Peace. With every breath, infinite life, infinite sky. with every breath. Infinite light, infinite sky, over the sea, infinite
So we'll light our candle for infinite peace. I like that. You know, the more we can personally focus on peace, look for peace, find peace, whether within or without, the more we put that energy out into the world. And what we know is that the world needs that now. There we go. Persistence. So this is Fifth Sunday. We do this once a quarter. That means that it is Pick-a-Page Day, which means we find random quotes and the minister pretends to know what she's talking about and relates all of it to principle, because it is all principle, even when maybe it doesn't sound like it. And I do cheat a bit because these are all basically spiritual books, making it much easier. I did have the thought that one of these times I will bring in the Sunday paper and we will pick a news article and go from there. I just didn't have a hard copy. Who has a hard copy anymore of the Sunday paper? So we have 4 books today. We have Ernest Holmes' How to Change Your Life. We have The Wisdom of Sundays, which is a collection from the Oprah Winfrey Super Soul Sunday Conversations show, where she interviews people. And one of the things she does at the end of every show is ask them what they know for sure. So there are a selection of essays here. We have Mike Dooley, Manifesting Change. He's the one that writes the notes from the universe. And we have another Ernest Holmes, The Art of Life, which was originally published as This Thing Called Life, and is one of the classics. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the way this works, if you haven't been here before, I ask somebody to call out a number between 1 and 4. That gives us the book. Then I ask for a page number. And I used to ask for paragraph numbers, but that gets complicated. So I just scan the page and pick the paragraph, and then we talk about it. All right, and feel free to ask questions as we go along. This is for you. This is for all of us to really see that when we talk about living life from a spiritual perspective, we mean in all things. In all things. All right, so I need a number, 1 to 4. 3, manifesting change. Page number from 1 to 187. 77. That's a good number. Here we go. All right, let's see. I'm going to start at the bottom of 76, except that he's in the middle of a story. One moment, please. Okay, so he's talking about going into business with his brother about manifestation. This whole book is about having an intention, having a mental equivalent of how you want to feel in your life, and then allowing your energy to focus in that direction so that it does in fact show up for you in one form or another. So they are talking about his brother and his mom and him, they're starting this company that's going to turn into this Notes for the Universe, how Spirit speaks to us in life. So let's see. He says, I'm about to go crazy. I decide that I'm just going to think about the Adventurers Club, which is my umbrella organization that encompasses everything I'm now doing career-wise, when Andy, his brother, suddenly says, okay, that's it, nice job. I want to kill him. I'm literally perspiring from this exhausting mental run down the beach, feeling that it was a complete waste of time. I'm unable to focus on a single thing without some form of guilt, admonishment, or self-criticism. Why was it so painfully difficult? It's because there are so many different schools of thought on the subject. Should you think of the details, or should you be general and allow the universe to bring you something even better than what you're capable of imagining? What about other people, as in relationships? Don't they have a say in how their life unfolds? What about the bling? Can we be too materialistic? Even though every single thing I had thought about in gratitude was fair and reasonable, I was still stuck and mired in confusion from the doubts, ambiguities, societal pressures, and contradictory thoughts that were running through my head. This is when I had my epiphany for the need to help others on the topic as much as myself, to get clear in their thoughts and end results for how they dreamed of changing their lives. And all of those questions come up when we choose to work for or in a particular direction. When we want to manifest more good in our lives, sometimes that means stuff, but sometimes it simply means better conditions or more ease and grace or a more feeling of freedom. And yet those questions always churn, don't they? Am I asking for too much? Am I being too materialistic? I can't really make other people do something, so why should I treat for a relationship with that person when I don't know what they want? We spin, right? And so what do we do with that? When we're talking about manifesting something in our lives, ultimately we're talking about the feeling we expect to get. Like, yes, I want a new car. Why? Because I don't feel safe in my old one. Or, yes, I want a relationship. Why? Because I feel lonely. So what do I really want? I want to feel a sense of belonging and companionship. And if I treat for a sense of belonging and companionship, it can open me up to all different ways that can show up. It's not about one person or one house or one thing. It's about being available to all that life has so that I can feel belonging, contentment, abundance, freedom, peace. When I think about the things I want to manifest, I always want to feel something like that. And so by focusing on the feeling of it, by tapping into the part of me that already knows how to be happy, that already knows what love feels like, when I feel that within me, it's like a little magnet and everything starts to go just like that. Because the universe says, yes. Yes for you. Yes for that. Yes, that feeling of peace. Yes, that feeling of freedom. Yes, that feeling of safety. That is yours also. And that gets us out of what we don't have and thinking about the problem. Gives us a new way to look at it. Okay? 1 to 4. 4, The Art of Life. Page number 11. This is Ernest Holmes' book. So he says, no matter how many thoughts of doubt enter your mind, just mentally brush them aside. Sit in the silence of your thought until you see through the confusion. You'll soon discover that just as the sun dissipates the fog, so your own sense of peace will penetrate a wall of confusion. Peace already is. We merely have failed to recognize it. I hate confusion. I really pride myself on knowing things. You know? How many of you were like school ninjas? You loved school. Teachers loved you. I was one of those kids. Yeah, I was the one that irritated the rest of you. But there's a power in knowing something, in having an answer. And so when there's times in our lives when we don't have the answer, when we really can't see what's coming next, when we really don't know what the next step is. It's easy to doubt what we think we need to do or to doubt that we're doing the right thing. It's very easy to start something and then stop because you're not sure and it doesn't seem to be working and you're still not happy, and stop, start. Or sometimes it's easier just to stay in bed, covers over your head, whatever form that takes for you. But what he's saying is if we are willing to sit quietly, to be still, there is something in us that knows. Something that in us that knows at least the next step, if not all the steps. You know, you can't always tell from where you're standing where you're going to end up. There's a few curves in the road. You can't see around corners. Most of us aren't good at bilocation yet. So it serves us to pause. It serves us to be still. And you don't even have to focus on the question, right? You don't even have to say, okay, I'm going to be really quiet. I'm going to figure this out. It's not about figuring it out. It's about letting everything settle and see what rises to the top, right? Because when you're in the middle of something, what's happening? Everything's happening at once. People are upset, or you're upset, or the weather's bad, or your house is flooded, or, disaster, or just emotions everywhere. It's messy, it's loud, it's noisy, it's confusing. So if you just stop and breathe and not think about having to do or be anything or anywhere, what happens is, first of all, you relax. And once you're open, once that fist isn't so tightly clenched, you will receive. You'll receive an idea. You'll receive a sense of calm. We all think better when we're calm, right? You'll receive a memory of something that has helped you in the past that you had maybe forgotten. Someone's name will come to mind and you will reach out to them. But it takes us to consciously choose to be receptive. And in order to be receptive, especially for the self within us that knows, we need to be still. And that takes a conscious decision in this world to be still. Okay, 1 to 4. Oprah, that's number 2. That works. All right, we have a page number? 66. All right, she's speaking with Arianna Huffington. All right, one moment. Okay, talking about success. Because I'm the obsessive type, a personality, I really had to get a bad wake-up call. I mean, thank God not bad enough to be life-threatening, but I actually collapsed from exhaustion in 2007, 2 years after I founded the Huffington Post. I hit my head on my desk, broke my cheekbone, got 4 stitches on my right eye. I was lucky I didn't lose my eye. Then, in a way that was worse, as I had to go from doctor to doctor, from MRI to echocardiogram to find out what was wrong with me. Did I have a brain tumor? They didn't know what was wrong. And they discovered there was nothing medically wrong with me, but just about everything wrong with the way I was leading my life and what I was prioritizing. And waiting, doctors' waiting rooms are great places to ask life's big questions. And so I was asking myself, is this success? By conventional definitions of success, I was successful. By any sane definition of success, if you're lying in your own pool of blood on your office floor, you are not successful. The most important thing I want people to get is that there is no trade-off. We are products of our culture. We are shaped by the common consciousness as much as we are shaped by our families and our own experiences and our own beliefs that have developed over the course of our lives. And when a culture says that working 80 hours a week makes you look successful or gets you the things that you want, unless we question those premises, we are going to misdiagnose our own sense of success. Because when you think about where you are in your life right now and what feels successful to you right now, my guess is it's more along the lines of time with family and being able to enjoy life, having enough to be relaxed about life, but knowing that it's not really about more money or more things. It's about time. It's about care. It's about making the world a better place, even if it's your world, not the big world, but just your world. So we're called always to question what is success and how does my thought about success make me feel, right? The whole idea is to bring your head and your heart into alignment, which means you have to listen a little bit more to your heart and a little bit less to your head. You have to ask the question and then see what comes up for you. Somebody give me something that you count as a benefit or a bonus or a success in your life that maybe you didn't think of when you were little. Maybe you didn't think of when you were like in your 20s, starting out your career. What is your definition of success? Please. Health? Yeah. What do you...
My definition of success is getting to the point in my life to where I get up in the morning and I think what I want to think. Not what life is giving me, not what situations are going on in my life, but I get up in the morning and I think what I want to think. I form my day, my day's going to be like this, and it's always a good day. Mm-hmm. So things just fall into place for me.
Yes.
So that's the way it'll work for everybody.
Yep.
When you control what you pick whatever you want to think about and create whatever experience you want to think. That is success.
So having the ability to know and acknowledge your personal choice, so that those are the choices that show up in your life, by setting an intention for the day and having that day unfold, as opposed to being at the mercy of everything on the list or everything your mother used to tell you or everything your kids need from you. That element of self-care has a lot to do. That element of intention, that element of personal knowing has everything to do with a sense of success. Anybody else? What does success feel like? Yes, Susie.
Being congruent in mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul congruency, yes.
Feeling that I can make a difference in the world and
Make the world better, better than I found it. Yes, that's good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, or 4? 2. Okay, page number. 67. Could have just left my finger in the page. 67 is Russell Simmons. I don't know who Russell Simmons is. Does anyone? Rap artist. Okay. If you sit and the thoughts settle and the noise disappears, then you see all God's beauty. Those people who are fully awake see all the sunsets. You drive your car, you see every flower. It promotes a lasting, stable, happy relationship with the world. And so if you meditate, you'll be happier, more stable person. You'll be more productive, because if you're awake and present and thoughtful, you're good at your job and you're a good driver. And you also have that kind of focus, that single point of focus it takes when you're working, when you're engaged. It's the real thing that promotes happiness on its own, and then the things come as a result. So he's talking about getting your mind clear, having your intention be focused and defined for yourself, which in turn brings the things that bring you happiness, right? It's this idea that if you're looking for and observing and present to that which is beautiful, that is going to lift your spirits, to be surrounded by beauty, right? You all know That if you step into a forest or get out of the car when you finally get to the mountains, or you stand on the shore, or you hold a new baby, life is beautiful in that moment, and it's beautiful in you because you are present to it. And from that place, everything else comes. So if that place within you is distraught or confused or so busy or too tired, that's what's going to come, more of that. So it behooves us to have a meditation practice or a walking in nature practice or a beautiful music practice so that we can remind ourselves of the wholeness of life, the beauty of life, and be present to what is. And then, no matter what we're looking at, we're still going to find the beautiful thing. We're still going to find the beautiful person in that difficult situation or the new idea that's going to take us forward. We have to be present. And for us to be present in this particular world at this particular time in history, we have to decide to be present. We have to practice being present. Anybody ever go down the rabbit hole of Facebook or TikTok? Like hours pass. You know, and if you're looking at cat videos, that's a happy place. That's not so bad. I see you know who you are. But if you start to follow the comments in someone's post and you find somebody you disagree with, and then you kind of follow that, and then pretty soon you're in this rabbit hole of deep, dark despair. It's so easy to do. And it doesn't happen because we intend to. Most of us don't go online looking for a fight, but boy, we can find one. Unless we're present, unless we choose what we want to listen to. And I am not saying stick your head in the sand. We're not talking about not living in the world. We're talking about preparing ourselves to be in the world as a force for good, as someone who can see and shine a light, as someone who brings love and joy into a situation even when they're difficult. It's about not getting sucked into the mud and then not being able to get out ourselves. It takes practice and intention. Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1. Ernest Holmes. Page number up to 333.
77.
What was that? 77. 77 in a different book. Here we go. Questions for self-study and greater focus. What is the necessity of cleansing your subjective mind? Well, I think that's what we were just talking about. The part of us that is at the mercy of all of our own unhealed stuff, all of our own unexamined life, all of those subconscious beliefs that we sort of took on as part of our culture, our family, our experiences. It is necessary that we pause and clear that out now and again, that we pause and question. Hey, do I really believe there's not enough money to go around? Really? I don't think so. Oh, well then why do I tell myself all the time I don't have enough money to do something I want to do? Can I change that? Can I reframe it? That's what asking ourselves these questions do. It allows us to adjust our belief system to who we are now, right? The 7-year-old who only heard there wasn't money to do the things she wanted to do was basing her belief system on what she was told, didn't know any better. And I still know that 7-year-old really well, but you know what? I've also taught her some new things like, hey, money goes out, money comes right back in. It's a flow. We're abundant. I see it all the time. We're in a much more peaceful place around money than we grew up with. Wow, that changes everything. So we have the ability to question. Nothing wrong with asking questions for self-study and greater focus. All right. 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
And a number? 25. Get out of the shadows. Crawl out of your basement. He wrote these with exclamation points. Open the windows of your mind. Open the doors of your soul. Lift up your thought and let life be to you whatever you wish it to be. Learn to resurrect yourself. Let us see just how this is done. That's his beginning, leading into the next chapter. We don't have to beseech life to be good or to bring good into our lives. Life is like the sun. It shines on everything. And then he starts shouting, get out of the shadows. So where do you hold yourself in the shadows? What are those dark corners in your life? Are you camped out there? Are you stuck? Are you chained to a post of belief somewhere in there that keeps you feeling like there's no way through, there's no way out? That's when you call your practitioner. That's when you talk to your minister. That's when you show up on a Sunday morning. That's when you pick up a book. And again, it doesn't even have to be about that particular issue. It's about reminding your subconscious. It's about reminding the inside of you that still lives in that dark corner that life is more than that thing. You are more than your worst moment. You are more than the hardest thing you ever did. You're more than the easiest thing you ever did. And all of life is laid out before us. I mean, theoretically speaking, now I know we wouldn't do this, but theoretically speaking, you could walk away from everything today. You could take that $5 bill that you have stashed in the console of your car and go buy a bus ticket to, I don't know, Yorba Linda. You don't know how far you'd get. But you could buy a ticket to somewhere else and start again. You could, right? Now, we choose not to. We some of our attachments we actually like. Some of our family we actually enjoy. But the point is, we do not have to stay in a dark room. We do not have to stay looking at the same wall. We are always at choice. And it's a decision and it's an emotion that moves us forward. We're always at choice. Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 4? 3. And a page? 12 and 56. We'll do them both. That's too complicated. Okay. He says, when I'm conducting workshops, I get to this material on deductive reasoning, how we figure things out, and spontaneous illumination. I share a child's connect-the-dot puzzle of a mystery beach animal. You all remember connect the dots, right? A bunch of dots with numbers next to them. You're supposed to follow the numbers with your pencil. Before connecting the dots, no one can guess what the creature is. But when I show the puzzle again, this time with fewer than half of the dots connected, there's an instant leap of recognition. Spontaneous illumination occurs, and suddenly there's no one in the audience who doesn't know with certainty that the mystery beach animal is a rhinoceros, as in totally unexpected. And I love that idea, right? We look at the world and it's just a massive bunch of dots. But if we will take the first few steps and then a few more and then a few more, the light bulb will go off and we'll have a complete picture of where we're going or why we're going there or what it is. And I'll bet you it's not what you thought it would be. It doesn't look the way you think it will. And yet, it is the fulfillment of what you were walking towards. Yes? Have you had that happen? Where you take a couple of steps and you go, oh, I could do this. I don't have to do that. We just have to be willing to connect at least half the dots. Or clear off one of the stacks on our desk. Or, do one of the errands on our list to see what then opens up. There's nothing better than having a to-do list that looks like this. And you finally tell yourself, all right, I'll just start. I know I need to start. I'll do the first one. I'll do the second one. And while I'm doing the second one, I run into somebody who says they'd be happy to do numbers 4, 5, and 6 for me. I never would have known that if I hadn't at least gotten to step 2 on the list. Our motion creates, it activates the creative process of life. Our willingness to connect a few dots, to take a few steps, to reach out just a little bit more, to keep going, allows that illumination to happen. And it's always waiting for us. It's just waiting for us to receive. Always. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got time for a couple more. 1. Page number? 56. Oh, right. We were going to do 2 numbers there. I forgot. 56 is a good number. I used to be that old. All right. So you want to be sure that your thinking is not in conflict with itself, and that you have clear, concise thoughts about your true nature. The science of mind teaches you to understand your true nature so you can live happily, successfully, and with good health, and gradually grow in your expression of the divine within you. Whatever will tend towards these results should claim your attention. This, in fact, is the kind of practical spiritual thinking you want to learn how to do. Thus, you're ready for the next step, consciously directing your thought so right and good results are constantly being brought forth in your life. So what does that mean? Consciously directing your thought so right and good results are constantly being brought forth in your life. It means words like I can't and try and not for me should disappear from your vocabulary. It means the times that you tell yourself how bad you feel, how sick you are, how tired you are, that should disappear from your vocabulary. You can acknowledge that you need self-care because you're running a fever. There is a fever. We don't say there's no fever. But to continue to work at the office because you've got to get something done on a deadline when you have a fever without taking care of yourself is not going to bring you the good and fine results that you are looking for. We're called to pay attention to how we think so that we can align it with how life works best. Again, that requires that we throw out some of those cultural mandates that say, show up no matter what. You can do it. Fight through it. Blast through the pain. No pain, no gain. It's a very metaphysical expression, that one. You'll find it in the Metaphysical Dictionary under Fui. We take care of ourselves. We know ourselves well enough. We take the Advil, do a little more work, and then go home and take a nap, right? We adjust. We fine-tune all the time, but we do it in the direction of principle that says, life works best when my intention and direction are clear. I work best when I am in a calm, receptive state. I am not in a calm and receptive state right now, therefore, what can I do right now to get back into a calm and receptive state? Have you ever chosen to walk away from an argument until things calm down and then come back? And were the results better when you came back than they would have been if you stayed and shouted? This works on all levels, to all degrees. We take care of our own hearts so that we might be in the world with an open heart. We make sure that we are healthy and eating well and sleeping enough so that we can show up when something's happening that requires a lot of attention or energy. Again, we are a choice. We need to make the right ones so that we are in a position to have that life that we are desiring. Okay, One more. 3. Page 30. The starting point of all creation, and certainly with any change we wish to manifest, is with the desired end result in mind. The universe didn't think small and then think bigger and bigger and bigger. The universe didn't sit down and say, oh my gosh, science, I almost forgot science. We're going to need biology, chemistry, physics, quantum, and math. We're going to need a lot of math for reality. No, the universe wasn't assembled on a timeline, though that's how we typically assess any creation, using our physical senses alone, thinking in terms of beginnings and middles and ends. Instead, the universe simply began with the end result, the spectacular beauty, the impossible perfection, and the infinite vastness. And in that instant, all of the mathematics, the sciences, everything necessary to support life as we now know it in time and space fell into place. The greatest secret of the miraculous mechanics of manifestation is that the entire process happens in exactly the reverse order shown to us by our physical senses. In other words, an imagined ending point forces the means that will bring it about. Or even more simply stated, thought forces the ensuing circumstance that will yield the brand new manifestation. And where do we spend most of our time thinking? Oh my God, this house is so small. I don't have enough room. We need a bigger house. I don't have enough room. The kids they're too old to share a bedroom. We got to get a yard. I mean, the dog is like in the kitchen all the time. Where's my yard? We start with the problem all the time. Now, it's okay for that which is to move us forward, to trigger us into action. But the action begins with us knowing what the end result is, what the desired result is, to feel our way. How is it going to feel to have all that space? And to spend 5 minutes a day pretending, if you have to, how you feel when you have all that space, or whatever it is you desire. The universe works in reverse order. So you know where you're going, and it'll get you there. But you got to know your heart, because your heart is what sets the direction, and that is what keys the emotion, which fuels all of those changes coming into play. That's all we have time for today. So, namaste. So let's take a moment, shall we? Take a breath, close your eyes. Feel your way into that heart's desire, whatever it may be. Maybe a sense of peace or belonging. Maybe it's a sense of increased energy or quieter times. Feel your way into that heart's desire that you carry. For it is right here, in the very center of our being, that the creative process is at work, through us, as us, by means of us. That heart's desire shining a light on the end point, leading us, creating a path forward into that little bit of heaven. There is only one power, one presence, one energy of life. It is good. It is creative. It is life-affirming. It is the very truth of who we are. And so, speaking a word for the power of intention, trusting and knowing that the creative process is life itself, and that life is me, is everyone. That life can only be expressed through us, as us, uniquely. And that all that is given freely. I speak a word of gratitude for all that is received, for all that is available, for the possibilities of peace which exist within and without, which we don't even know about yet. And I speak a word of trust that when I cannot see the path, when I do not know how it could possibly happen, I know, I trust, I believe that my next step is always in the right direction. That any step gets me closer to that heart's desire, to that longing for peace, for that willingness to participate, for that ability to belong, to connect, to serve, to love. I trust that each and every step creates the path that carries me forward, which can only be good, which can only be blessed, which can only bring light. For I see each and every one of us standing in and as the light, illumined from within, that divinity of spirit which cannot be denied, no matter how obstructed or hidden by circumstances or bad moods or lousy days. That heart of light cannot cease to shine. And in this knowing, in this gratitude for all that is given, in this recognition for the blessings and abundance of all of life, I release my word, my intention, my heart's desire into the one mind, into that consciousness which must say yes, into that universal law which gives as I give. I simply allow this love to live within me, that it might light me up and thereby light up the world. It is good, for it is truly all God, and so it is. So I invite you to repeat our affirmation after me. I allow my curiosity to keep me open to a greater understanding of life. My curiosity open. Possibilities abound. And so it is. All right, let's welcome Rick Dale back to the microphone.
One of the things Reverend Tracy talked about was our all too human tendency to get carried away and caught up in what's going on at a particular moment in time. And the reality of the material world is that everything changes. So here's a song by a band called Jamestown Revival that addresses that. It's called This Too Shall Pass. I gave away my money for a chance to ride.
I just think it's fun that the last quotes that we did had all about, take that next step, keep right on going. And then he sings this song, and it's like it all came together on purpose or something. That's the way it works, folks. All right, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward and invite you to, yay, ushers. Yes, I'd like the usher cheerleaders to also, no. We are a community of givers. We give to this community so that we might give what we know to the world in all different ways. And so we are grateful for everything that you contribute, whether it's your time, your talent, your treasure, your ideas, your willingness to be present. And what I know too is that all that we give is given in love. And when it's given in love, it can only go forth and multiply in love. So if you will, say with me our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. For those of you online, your giving can be done online on our website or through our e-blast that comes out during the week. And for those of you in the room, if you'd like, there are little cards on the back table with a text to give number. So if you miss a Sunday and you'd like to contribute, you can do so online. And that also helps. So thank you all for all that you do and all that you are in this community. All right, I want to do a little 1-minute manifestation story here. Speaking with somebody in our congregation a few weeks ago, and they were telling me about having come about a year ago and just feeling somewhat spiritually bankrupt. Everything was fearful and negative, and she walked into this community and said, "Oh, this is a loving space. I feel welcome." She took a class, got to know a few people, began to transform her idea of spirituality into a coexistence with the divine. And she says her life has taken a complete 180-degree turn with love and abundance in every form now existing in life. This community of accepting and loving individuals has shown me that I've found my home. My life continues to evolve into the life I've always dreamed of, and I am eternally grateful to CCSL for making me a part of their family. Yeah, so just in case you're wondering if what we do here on Sundays matters, yes, it does. It matters to you in some way, and yet you need to know that who you are matters to those around you. We've created something wonderful here, and I'm so grateful. So, you are invited to share your stories of manifestation. If you had an incident, an issue, something that came up that you asked for and received prayer for, and then you got a result, I would love to hear about that we can share. You can do it anonymously, or you can have your name mentioned, or you can come up here and tell us yourself. But think about it. Think how what you learn here actually changes your life in real life. Right? I know you're good when you're in the room. We're having a great time. But do you take it with you? Does it show up out there? That's what I want to hear about. Because we are, as human beings, finding it always necessary to measure, to prove, to show ourselves that, oh yeah, this stuff works. Yes, it really does. All right, so lots of ways you can participate in making things work. This is our last Sunday for our Super Soap Sunday collection of the personal hygiene items. But we're not done, because next month we're on a roll. We're doing on a roll Sundays. We're collecting toilet paper. So whether you bring in 2 rolls or 20 or baby wipes, doesn't some kind of toilet paper, the month of October is about being on a roll. Once again, it will go to Foothill Family Shelter, will be put to good use, and we welcome your donations in any size or quantity. Okay? Flyers are on the back just in case you want to remind yourself. Our flowers this week are from Betty Francis. Look how happy those flowers are. There are still a couple Sundays available in October that If you would like to donate the flowers for the Sunday service and take them home with you afterwards, we will order them for you and get them here. You can dedicate them to someone, or you can simply ask us to order them for you. And the cost right now is $40, and that gets you that gorgeous bunch of flowers. And they last quite a long time, and then when they start to get a little sad looking, you take them out of their little foam thing and put them in a vase with water, and they'll last another whole week. So lovely, lovely, and thank you for donating for this morning. Okay, reminder, Wednesdays at 6:30 online, we have a meditation available led by practitioner Nisa Burrows. This is it's just a great way to connect spiritually and with a few others from the congregation. So if it's something that sounds like it would anchor you in the middle of the week, this is a good thing to do for yourself. There is a link on our website. There's also a link in the e-blast that goes out via email. Join us at 6:30 on Wednesdays online. So today, after service, some of you know already because we've talked to you directly, but if you're fairly new to our community and you would like an opportunity to get to know the ministers and a couple other people a little bit better, we are having what's called Rap with the Revs right after service. So you know who you are, and if you think you're interested and want to come, make sure you talk to Reverend Mary or I, and we'll include you in a little conversation and a light lunch right after service today. And if you have questions, that's a good place to bring them to. We have a class coming up called Powering Your Decisions. It starts October 8th for 8 weeks. It's Tuesday evenings at 6:30. Reverend Mary is teaching it. There's a sign-up sheet in the back and a little flyer that tells you a little bit more about the class. But think about it, we talked about choice today, the choices that we make. This class is based on a book by Raymond Charles Barker, who is a contemporary of Ernest Holmes, who is the originator of this philosophy. So it is science and mind all the way in a very practical way. So that is a great class. If your life is better when you're in class, right? Do this. Life is better when I'm in class. Yes. Okay, good. Just making sure. All right. We.
Don't wait till the last minute, or I won't be able to order your book.
Yeah, you need a book, so come on now. If you're thinking about it, that probably means you should take it, so we can work everything else out later. Sign up. Yeah, make a decision. If you can't make a decision, sign up for the class. That's what it's for. All right, we have a volunteer opportunity. We would like to have a couple more people join our audiovisual team, help with the sound and the streaming on Sundays, and any other technical thing you happen to love and adore and would like to teach the rest of us. Let me know, let Ed know, let Mary know if you are interested in helping out one Sunday a month, couple Sundays a month. Get here a little bit early, set us all up, turn the bright lights on, and then at the end of the day, take it all down. And in the meantime, people can hear us, and that's a good thing. So we would love to have you join our team so that no one person has to be here every single Sunday sitting at the soundboard. Hello. Yeah, Ed. Yeah, Sean. Get your little help back there. I also want to give a shout out to our friend April, who is going to cover for Ed for a few weeks. Hi, April. We've missed you. So appreciating the extra help and just so nice to see your face. All right, we've got a couple things going on in the greater community. One is the Kindness Carnival, Saturday, October 5th. That's next Saturday, for those of you that don't have your calendar with you. This is like a street fair for kids. There's all kinds of booths and things for them to do. We have a table there talking about kindness, doing pet blessings, and just in general being a part and visible in the larger community. There are 2-hour slots, I think it is, to sign up for to help at the booth. And really, it's just to sit there and smile. It's really not hard. And the kids are fun. So think about that. Think about putting your belief system into action, showing up as that smile on the street that helps someone else. We also have an opportunity to volunteer at a street fair right here in Claremont, and that's Village Venture. That is October 26th. That is the last Saturday of the month. We have a good setup team already signed up, but we have hour slots, a couple hour slots where we could use some people, again, just to be at the booth, answer questions, hand out flyers, candy, whatever we decide to put on the table, and just generally be the friendly face of Claremont Center for the city itself. There's plenty of time to do your own shopping. I can attest to that. It is a blast, and because it's so close to Halloween, usually the kids are all dressed up. So the kids, the dogs are in costume, some of the parents are in costume, and there's food, there's really good food, and there's all kinds of things to buy. You get all your Christmas shopping done now, and you can be hanging around all these really nice people who just want to be there too with you. Talk to Reverend Mary or talk to me. There's a sign-up sheet on the back table as well. And I'm not sure you want to hear this, but the holidays are coming. Once you get your Christmas shopping done at Village Venture, actually before that, you can do all of your C's candy shopping right here at the center. We make it so easy for you to buy candy and to, all those parents that came to you to buy their kids or grandkids Girl Scout cookies? This is your turn. It's your turn to get back at them. You go back to all of them and tell them that they get to buy your C's candy from you, because that candy will come directly to you in time for the holidays. There's a great assortment. The center makes a little bit of money from each purchase. You're not paying more than you would in the store. It's just a convenient way for you to get something sweet. And I don't know about you, but when I buy candy for other people, it's one for them and then one for me. And the kids need those cute little boxes with the trees and the snowmen and stuff, and then there's one for me. So I encourage you to take really good care of yourself and make sure you have enough C's candy for the holidays. There's Halloween, there's Thanksgiving, and there's Christmas. There's all kinds of opportunity for chocolate. Okay, or just the nougat bars or the peanut brittle, just saying. All right, what am I got everything? I think we got them all.
We still want suggestions for Gateway.
Oh, okay, yes, we are still collecting your ideas for Wednesdays. We've taken a brief break from our Wednesday night conversations and presentations to ask you for ideas of what might be fun. Do you want to do crafts? You want to do a book study? You want to do music? You want to learn how to do something? You want to meet once a month? You want to meet during the day? You want to meet at night? I don't know what you want. You got to tell us. And what we want to do is create, again, just another way to come together in community that is enjoyable and inspiring to all of us. So think about it, what might interest you. We've got some ideas, and then we will tally them up and present some things back to you as possibilities for how we can come together. Or if you've got friends that you think really should be coming with you on a Sunday, but they're like, oh no, I don't do church. Is there something they like to do that you could maybe trick them into coming with you on a Wednesday because you're going to do it here? Just know that there is a path to spirituality through anything and everything. So if there's something in your life that brings you joy or brings you comfort, then it's something that we can share here. We are happy to make space available to do just that. And Wednesdays might just be the way to go. So do let us know what you think. There's a little form on the back table that you can fill out, or you can just send us an email, whatever you like. All right? Okay, I think we're good. So let's stand up, let's move to the side of the room, and let's sing.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together.